Okay, class. So, hello, St. Andrew. So, sorry I could be with you virtually ng live. So, discuss na lang natin, class, yung continuation of our discussion last time, which is nag-focus tayo for orienteering. Okay? So, for today, for this week, is we are going to talk about equipment, the different equipment used kay orienteering, to the sport orienteering. Yes. So, before we start, let's have first our learning objectives for this day, the outline for our topic. Number one is we should identify, explain the uses of parts and symbols of an orienteering map. Okay? Magfo-focus tayo kay orienteering map and also the uses and the parts of the compass. So, discuss natin sila today. Okay? And also, you should value the importance of the different orienteering equipment. So, other equipments naman kasi, na iba lang si map and si compass in the sport, very similar sila sa other outdoor recreational activity. Now, next, lastly, is at the end of the session, you should be able to demonstrate the proper way to use the orienteering compass and map. So, I will provide a video na lang later wherein ayun yung magiging guidelines natin. So, I will send the video links. Okay? Next class is, last time we have discussed all about orienteering and how it become a sport, its basic skills and how to play the sport. Okay, in today's lesson class, we are going to talk about the use of different equipment of orienteering. Okay? Let's have first a short review. Okay, last time we tackled about orienteering. We said that orienteering is a sport of navigation using a highly detailed map. Okay, whether you are an experienced hiker, competitive runner, or just a family or a group out for activity in a park, this sport class helps you to improve your navigation each time. Mas nag-i-improve yung sense of direction natin. Okay? And also, orienteering can gradually build your map reading skills from exploring a local city park full of obvious structures to navigating remote terrain with view if any man-made features. So, yung mapa natin, class, meron tayong mga landmarks provided by the event organizers. So, ayun yung orienteering natin. And how it become a sport. So, dati kasi, more on part lang siya ng US military training in Scandinavia. Okay? But then, inadapt na siya ng US military. Then, the US military considered the sport as an orienteering na because yung aim niya kasi is for the competitive spirit. Okay? For the competitiveness of the hiking. So, that is why naging sports orienteering. Okay? Because mas nag-i-improve kasi yung sense of direction natin dito. Okay? Again, class, we have 3 navigation skills na sa orienteering. Part of the different navigation skills in orienteering class is, number 1 is we know how to estimate distance to travel using the map. Okay? Again, discuss about the 3 navigation skills. Number 1 is we estimate the distance traveled using the map. Okay? How many paces ba from one station to the other? Next class is precision and map reading skills. Okay? Precise, rough map reading. Okay? So, paano ba tayo bumasa ng mapa? Yung different symbols natin and different legends which i-discuss natin for today. And also, precision and rough compass reading. Gaano ba tayo kagaling magbasa ng compass? It should be calibrated with the our map para alam natin kung saan tayo pupunta. Okay? Again, sabi ko nga last time, walang kwenta ang compass and map natin in terms of orienteering kung hindi tayo sanay gumamit. Okay? Now, let's proceed to our lesson for this afternoon. Okay? Outdoor shoes is one of the equipment natin in terms of orienteering. Okay? We discussed last time sa hiking and trekking all about the outdoor shoes na pwede natin gamitin. Okay? So, take note of that na lang kung ano ba yung mga different outdoor recreational shoes natin na pwede nating isuot. Okay? Orienteering class, participants can cover a lot of different types of terrain. Okay? Iba-iba ang dadaanan natin trails. So, as much as possible, you should wear strong, waterproof shoes that are comfortable enough to run around. And also, fill running shoes or normal trainers are a good choice. Okay? Running shoes, pwede na yun. Because, class time game kasi siya. So, as much as possible, yung magaan lang na sapatos. Okay? ang masakit naman sa paa pag hindi waterproof tapos tela pa yung sapatos natin. So, as much as possible, class, you are okay na with your footwear. Dapat komportable tayo. Okay? Walking boots kasi, class, may be too heavy para sa orienteering. If you are trying to move around the course quickly pag tumatakbo tayo. But, okay naman sila, class, for people na hindi naman nakikipag-competitive masyado and they're just out for fun. Okay? And also, class, some people, okay, they buy special studded shoes, class, which is designed, class, to provide extra grip para sa difficult terrain natin. Okay? Meron kasi, they can provide that naman. Okay? Next, class, is outdoor clothes. When you speak of outdoor clothes, class, you should choose suitable outdoor clothes to wear when you go orienteering, depending on the length of the course. Okay? You could be outside for much of the day, class, so make sure that you are prepared for the change of weather. Baka kasi mamaya umulan. Okay? For example, as much as possible, we wear lightweight, breathable fabrics, class. Okay, yung napapasukan na hangin for us para mas mapa-prolong natin yung course natin. Okay? Then, another essential is your watch. Okay? Your watch, class, is you can track your progress by using a watch to monitor, class, the time that you have been out on the course. Okay? May mga event naman kasi meron time limit. Once na lumampas kayo doon sa time limit, disqualified ka na. Out ka na. Okay? And as much as possible, class, makokontrol kasi natin yung pace once na meron tayong watch. Mas malalaman natin yung pace natin. Kailangan ba natin bilisan? Kailangan ba natin may gano'ng kahaba ba yung pahinga natin when we have watch? Okay? Next one is a whistle. Whistle, class, in orienteering events, class, you should bring a whistle. Okay? Sabi ko nga last time, it is a communication device for you to as a communication device for emergency. Again, a short review lang from last time. Okay? Sabi natin na if you are the victim, 3 short blasts means I need help. Please come to me. If you are the respondent naman, if you are the rescuer, 2 short blasts means I heard you, I will come to you. Okay, so very essential equipment. See, whistle. Now, we have refreshments. It is a good idea, class, to take water or an energy drink with you, even if you are only going out on a short course. Make sure, class, that you always take a drink out with you in a hot weather. Okay? High energy snacks can also help you to give you an energy boost if you find that you are flagging. Okay? Now, sir, for example, may dala akong Cobra energy drink. Okay? Those energy drinks na usually, class, na merong caffeinated drinks. Ang Gatorade kasi, I don't know kung caffeinated sila. I didn't study about Gatorade. I study about the local energy drinks. Most of the energy drinks na local, na it is for our country, okay, caffeinated drinks sila. Ang effect ng energy drink na caffeinated, class, is 1 hour before the physical exercise. Tsaka siya nagtitake effect. Okay? Ganun siya. Mas nabuboost yung, mas tumataas yung blood pressure natin when we take energy drink, and nagiging all out kasi tayo. And I promise you na sobrang exhaustion yung mararamdaman natin after we take the energy drink. Okay? Sir, ano pwede namin pamalit sa energy drink? Alam niyo yung okay, for example, nagsaing kayo, yung tubig na galing dun sa nagsaing kayo, yung extra tubig na yun, yung kulay puti, kapag pag nagsaing tayo ng kanin, kaya yung tinatawag nating it serves as a energy drink sa atin. Pwede siyang pamalit sa Gatorade. Okay? It can provide proteins kasi. Okay? Next is torch. Kailangan natin yung torch, no? Hindi literally na yung kahoy na merong apoy. Okay? If you are doing a night orienteering, then it is vital, it is one essential to have a reliable and bright torch. Okay? Many competitors class prefer to use a head torch because uh, mas accurate kasi siya and allows them to have a steadier beam. Kahit saan kayo lumingon, nandun yung torch natin because head torch nga siya. And also, magiging free yung kamay natin para sa mga bagay na kailangan natin. For example, for us to hold the map and for us to hold the compass. Now, pasok tayo ngayon kay map. Okay, the orienteering map class has evolved substantially over the last 50 years. Okay? In the 1940s class, events in Scandinavia used 1:1000. For example, 1 centimeter is equal to 1 kilometer issued maps. Okay, often printed in black and white and with contour lines to show the shape of the land. Okay? Nowadays, class kasi most orienteering events are held in a 5-color maps that have 5-meter contour intervals for 16.5 feet and have a scale of 1 is to 15,000 or 1 is to 10,000. Okay? For example, 100 centimeters is equal to 100 meters. Okay? Dati, black and white lang siya, but ngayon, we have 5-color maps to determine the terrain na na tinatahak natin. And most of the characteristics of orienteering maps class are related to those found in hiking and general use maps produced by the government. However, class, one feature of orienteering maps class is it is specific to the sports. Okay? Ay yung tinatawag natin north lines will be discussed later. Okay? Although class, it is possible naman na mag-orienteer tayo on almost any map. Okay? But then, it is more enjoyable kasi to use maps made specifically for orienteering. Okay? Such as mga highly inaccurate detail for a human scale. Malalaman natin doon kung anong terrain yung dadaanan natin. Malalaman natin kung ano yung makikita natin doon. And also the landmarks, the man-made features na makikita natin doon. Although, ay din naman yung pinaprovide ngayon ni Google Maps or ni Google Earth, pero hindi kasi natin makikita doon. Hindi kasi masyadong updated si Google Earth. Okay? Now, what are the north lines? North lines class are parallel lines drawn running from magnetic south to magnetic north and are spaced 500 meters apart on the map. Why are north lines in orienteering maps drawn pointing to the true north? Okay? The answer is it is because the angle between magnetic north and true north varies widely in different parts of the world. Okay? And because orienteers class uses compass to orient themselves. Okay? It has become the standard to provide a series of reference lines on the map so that it is easy to use an orienteering compass to take a bearing. So I will provide a video later on how are we going to use a map. Then, this is one example of the map. Okay, as you can see, yung mga sabi sa orientation last time, so the black lines here are drawn. The north lines here represents our north lines. Okay? Then, andito yung starting point natin. So, sabi dun sa introduction natin last meeting natin, the triangle is our starting point. Now we have different spots. Nandiyan yung different spots natin. Putol lang yung ating mapa. Then, yung endpoint natin, yung finish point natin is drawn. One circle is on inside another circle. So, ayun yung endpoint natin after ng 11 spot. Okay? And also, we use yellow colors. Meron tayong different color symbols that will provide us different things sa ating course. For example, we use black symbols. Okay? Nakikita natin trails dyan. Yung black lines na yan. So, these are symbols class used for rock fixtures. For example, boulders, cliffs, stony ground, and for linear fixtures such as roads, trails, fences, and as well as for other man-made fixtures. Okay? For example, buildings, ruins, okay? Ito, nakikita natin dito, no? So, ayun yung mga stone-like figures natin. Rock fixtures natin. Next is brown. Ano naman yung brown symbols natin? Brown symbols class are used for landforms such as contour lines, small nodes in ditches, and earth tracks. For example, ayan. Yung lines na yan. Okay? Brown lines. Then, we use blue. So, ano naman yung blue? It is, ayun yung mga water fixtures natin. Okay, for example, lakes, ponds, rivers, streams, and marsh. Then we have yellow. Yellow class is shown vegetation. Is to show vegetation naman class, specifically for open and or unforest land. The density of the yellow color class shows how clear the area is. Okay, brightest yellow class is for lawns. Pale yellow is for meadows with high grass. So, nakikita natin dito is an example of a pale yellow. So, it shows vegetation kasi. Then, we have also green. Okay? Different green. Again, dito makikita natin yung iba't ibang shade ng green. Okay? Green class is also used to show vegetation that slows down the passage of an orienteer. Okay? Passable kasi yung mga yellow vegetation, but then green vegetation, it varies class kung gaano ka dark yung green. Okay, the darkest green class areas called 5 are almost impassively grown. Okay, hindi na tayo makakapagdaan dyan, so it can lead for us to take much time kapag when go out to that course. Okay? And also class, we also use white white on an orienteering map signifies forest with little or no undergrowth, forest that an orienteer can run through. So, free space sila. Okay? Then, nagsisymbolize si purple or red. Makikita natin dito. Ayan. Purple or red class is used to mark the orienteering course on a map. Conditions that are specific to an event, okay, are also designated in map in red or purple. Okay? For example, mga out of bounds fields in which crops are growing. So, pwede silang ma-mark na violet and yellow. So, those part. Okay? So, those are the use of the colors natin and also the use of the north lines sa mapa natin. So, once na gumawa kayo ng mapa, so, make use of the colors. Then, also, the International Orienteering Federation class has published all accepted symbols for the use of orienteering maps, which includes class boulders, rocky field, cliffs, etc. Some symbols class is used for normal orienteering maps, or as follows. Okay, for example, a map legend. A map legend class is a visual explanation of the symbols used on the map. Okay? It typically includes the sample of each symbol. For example, the point, the line, or the area, and a short description of what the symbol means. Okay? So, these are the different legends na makikita natin doon. Meron silang guys, so as much as possible, some of the orienteering maps kasi, hindi sila nag-include ng legend. So, as much as possible, we should know the different symbols. So, this is the symbols na created by the IOF or the International Orienteering Federation. So, we have for landforms, we have for the rock and boulders, We have for water, for vegetation, which is pasok dito sa kulay natin, guidelines, which is yellow and green. Then we have man-made features and also special features. Okay? So those are the symbols na makikita natin sa mapa. So as much as possible, study this feature. Okay? Then, before you engage in calibrating your compass and map, you should first be aware of the parts of our compass. Okay? Again, you should be aware of the parts of the compass. So, let's try to discuss the parts of the compass. Okay? We should know first the direction of the travel arrow. Okay? Yun yung number one natin. Okay? So, we have our direction of the travel arrow. We have our base plate rather. We have our ruler. We have our rotating bezel. So, first, unahin natin si base plate. Si base plate class is kailangan clear siya. Clear so that class you can see the map below it, and also it has at least one straight edge for taking bearings and also transferring them to your map. Okay? This is our base plate. May kulay siya usually, basta clear siya. Para sa mirror light. Okay? Para lang siyang glass. Okay? Then class is for rulers. Okay, makikita natin yung rulers natin dyan. So, rulers class is used with our map's scale to determine the distances we have in our map. Okay? So, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, 2.5. Okay? So, ma-estimation natin when it comes to our maps. Okay? Then class, the direction of the travel arrow. The direction of the travel arrow, yung small triangle na yan, tells us which direction the point to point the compass when you're taking or following a bearing. Okay? Diyan kasi tayo magpo-point kung saan tayo pupunta. Then rotating bezel class, ito yung rotating bezel natin. Yung merong north, south, east, and west. So, naro-rotate siya. Pero our rotating bezel class is also called the azimuth ring. This outer circle has a 360-degree markings. Okay? And this is our needle housing. So, housing ng ating arrow needle. Now, we have also our magnetized needle. Our magnetized needle, ito siya, yung with the end that always points to the magnetic pole. So, lagi siyang nakaturo sa ating north. And also usually colored in red and white. Okay, so ayun yung magnetic needle natin. Then we have our index line. Okay, yung index line natin, ito siya. Sa taas ng north. Okay. So, yung index line natin, class, is ito. Located directly above the bezel. It is also called a reed bearing here mark. Okay? Dito natin babasahin yung bearing natin. Diyan tayo mag-base. And also, we have our orienting arrow. Itong marking na to. Okay? So, kasama siya ng needle housing kapag niro-rotate. It is class used to orient the bezel. It has an outline shape to exactly fit the magnetized bend end of the needle. So, when we rotate our bezel, so kailangan pasok din si magnetized needle doon sa outline ni orienting arrow. Then, we have our orienting lines. Okay, right here. Orienting lines class are parallel lines that rotate with the bezel, correctly aligning this with the north-south lines on a map aligns your orienteering arrow with north. Okay? So those are the different parts of our orienteering maps. Okay? These are the basics of maps and compass navigation. As you get more comfortable and familiar with the process and equipment, you can work this process backward and use a bearing to identify where you are on the map. Okay, after putting all the pieces together and devoting a fair amount of time class to familiarize and practice, you will soon be able to travel off trail in the wilderness an easy with ease. Okay? Now, let's have the different directions or the instructions on how are we going to use our compass in terms of orienteering. First class is put your compass on the map with direction of the travel arrow pointing to the top. Okay? We should place our compass sa taas to our map. Okay? Pointing the arrow to the top. Second class is rotate our bezel to match the direction of the travel with north on the compass. Okay? Always remember, yung north lines natin is hindi tugma dun sa magnetic north natin or yung true north na tinatawag natin. Okay? Move the compass so the edge of the base plate is sitting on the left or right side of your map. With the direction of travel arrow still is dapat nagpo-point sa top. Then, third is rotate your body with the map and compass in hand so the magnetic needle lands in the outline of the orienting arrow. Okay? These steps, class, should leave you oriented appropriately, and you can cross-check this by comparing the landscape to what you see on the map. Okay? Then, after natin na makalibrate yung map and compass natin, okay, bearings entirely depend on a specific location. Think of them as a numerical way to describe the direction of travel. That is, class, due south is equivalent to 180 degrees. It is crucial, class, to remember that following the same numerical bearings from different plates will not deliver you to the same location. Okay? Setting a bearing, class, using your map and compass is quite simple. Now, nakalibrate na natin yung mapa natin sa compass. Okay, what are the next steps? Place your compass on your map so the straight edge of the base plate is between your current location and where you would like to travel from one location to the other, from one station to the other. Next is double check that the direction of the travel arrow is pointing in the direction you would like to travel. Okay, again, yung direction of the travel arrow must be pointing in the direction na gusto natin puntahan. Then, seventh step natin is rotate your bezel so that the orienting lines, class, within match the north and south running lines on your map. Again, rotate your bezel so that the orienteering lines within match the north and south running lines on your map. Then, 8 class is check out the index lines on your compass and record the bearings it is indicating to begin traveling onward. Okay? To move toward your destination, class, hold your compass and ensure the direction of the travel arrow is aimed away. Still holding the compass, class, move your body until the magnetized needle lines up inside the orienting arrow. Kailangan mag-jive na, class, mag-same ng rotation or pumasok si magnetized needle kay orienting arrow. Okay, by doing this, class, the direction of the travel arrow will be now facing the bearing you took from your map. Okay, again, follow your direction of your desired destination. So, I will provide na lang video later. Okay, later this afternoon, I will provide the direction na lang. I will provide the video na lang para, class, ma-orient kayo on how to use the compass and map. So again, class, sorry if I will not be able to attend our class for this afternoon because I have some errands to run. I have some important family matters to deal with. So again, magpo-provide na lang ako ng video later for our performance task and for our guide na lang on how to use the compass and map. So that's all for today, class. Thank you and God bless.